Growing up, KFC was one of my absolute favorites. It was just something about that popcorn chicken and thicker cut chips that always hit the spot. Over the years, I've tried many times to nail it, but I think I finally got it. And today, I'm gonna show you how. It was only right to head to KFC to try out the original for ourselves. And now I've got a bit of a love affair with KFC, dating back all the way when I was quite young. I used to be a super fussy eater, and there was this one restaurant that my parents loved, and me, not so much. So the only way that they could get me along is if they agreed to stop at Kafers and get me dinner first. My go-to was always popcorn chicken and chips. Thanks, brother. Have a good day. We've had that cheeky taste test. Now let's head back to the kitchen. All right, first things first, we need to make our popcorn chicken. So we've got our chicken thigh, and now believe it or not, it's basically just a regular buttermilk fried chicken recipe with a few tweaks. So the basics of it is we're gonna dice it up, allow it to marinate, and then fry it till it's golden and crispy. So grab your chicken thighs and dice them into about 2 by 2 centimeter cubes, nothing too big. And I hear you asking, Morgan, why are we using thigh, not breast? And the answer is it's got so much more flavor and it is so much more tender. Add the chicken to a container along with 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of MSG. Yes, Uncle Roger, I'm doing you proud. Give it a good mix and then allow to marinate for at least an hour or up until overnight. Now that our chicken's marinating, we're gonna grab our potatoes. We need to peel and dice them into chips. I mean, I feel like this is pretty straightforward, but peel your potatoes, make sure you get all the skin off, cut them in half, and then you wanna cut them into thick cut chips. So we've got all our chips cut up, and now we need to let them soak in cold water for about 20 minutes. This allows all the starch to be removed so we can get perfectly crispy chips. Add the drained chips to a pot with cold water and a pinch of sea salt. Bring to the boil and allow to cook for 6 to 8 minutes. Drain the chips and then add to a baking tray with paper towel and allow to pretty much completely dry. In a deep fryer that's been preheated to 150 degrees Celsius, add our chips. This is what we call the first fry. Now we only want to cook for about 4 minutes or until a coating just forms. Remove from the fryer and increase the temperature to 180. Now to make the dry dredge for the chicken, in a bowl combine 1 cup of corn flour, 1 cup of plain flour, 2 teaspoons of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of MSG, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of custard powder, and 2 teaspoons each of garlic and onion powder. We've got all our ingredients in for the dry dredge, and then we've got our marinated chicken thigh as well. Looking absolutely brilliant. We've got our chips cooked for the 2nd time. Now what we're gonna do is cook these for the 3rd and final time till they're nice and crispy. Coat our chicken and then cook it. Chuck the chips back in and we're gonna cook these for 5 to 7 minutes. Whisk up the dry dredge and you wanna add about a tablespoon of your buttermilk mix from the marinated chicken into that dry dredge. That just helps to create some texture. Chips are looking absolutely banging. Just look at that crispiness. So remove them from the fryer and add to a bowl with some paper towel. Allow some of that oil to be absorbed and then give it a good dusting of chicken salt. Set them aside while we fry our popcorn chicken. Drain from the marinade and then generously dust into our dry dredge. Place into the fryer and cook for about 3 to 4 minutes or until they're golden brown. Drain from the oil and of course hit it with a generous pinch of chicken salt. Give it a toss to combine all that salt and now serve up your popcorn chicken and your chips and boom! Here we have homemade popcorn chicken and triple cooked chips. They look even better than I imagined. A few simple tips and tricks go a long way. Just like soaking our potato in the water to remove that starch, marinating our chicken in the buttermilk, and even adding some custard powder to the dredge to help with that caramelization. All that's left to do now is dig in and enjoy.